Here we go again. I've got this camera set up. Oh, have I? Yes, I have. Now, I know I promised on the last one to have this 2 camera set up lobby. And I've been using editing software to try and get it all sort of edit. It's been difficult. So the last video, this is another one. I haven't actually finished editing the last one. So maybe if I do finish editing the last one, after I do this one, I'll call that the in-betweenie. Anyway, today's meal is what I would call a summer delight. This is what I would call a summer delight. Why? Because, and I've got to say, I bought this from the Lidl, but I have grown them like this before, but this year I've had no electric water pump, and so my garden has gone to cock really. And but I have grown them like this before. I did grow these. I think I might have told you last time. I've grown the onions and I've grown peppers. Maybe not as big as this one, but I have grown sort of decent sized peppers. Better colour than that actually. So summer delight based on aubergine. Is going to be half that aubergine, two large mushrooms, about 100 grams of 2 large tomatoes, about 100 grams of mushrooms, large pepper, 3 medium-sized onions, little bit of Epistardine, and just a tiny little bit of Balti masala, because that's all I've got left. I'm running short on my spices because my man, Iberian spices. Oh bloody hell! The camera's going off. What's going on? I can't read what it says, it's too close. Is it on? Hang on. See, this is the problem, you see. Right. Go. What did I say? Internal same old crap, isn't it? I got to excuse me, I will edit this piece out actually, which is the music gallery. And see, it's got a cracked screen as well. It's an old phone. It's got a cracked screen. I can't. Others. What's that then? Others. Oh, okay. File manager. Start. Okay. Video. Yes. No. Back. Delete. That or delete. Delete 3. Okay, right. Deleted successfully. Okay, which means I've got about 15 minutes of video here. Back. Back. Camera. We're going. We're away. It's flashing. It's flashing. We're going. Okay. Right. Yep, it's flashing. We're going. Okay. This is all budget, mate. This is all budget. And it's a lockdown budget. Do you know, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a little bit of summer refreshment before I start. Because I'm thirsty, and I could just do with a little drop of this. Vineyard bird, nice and fresh, not too strong. A light, refreshing summer wine. Early. Okay, so where was I? Bloody nowhere. All right. Okay. I've got a new venture. one of the reasons I've only got a little bit of spice left is because I was going to go and see my spice man. There's a local fair that I go to. Okay, before I start, get the onions in anyway. Right, onions are in. Yep, you can see what I'm doing. Right, get the onions in. I've already half prepped these. Yeah, I was going to see my spice man, but I was so busy doing my new venture. Well, as I left, I try and sell these homemade candles I make locally, and because of the lockdown, there's been no markets. There's been no markets or anything like that, and to be honest, you know, I've been one of the reasons I've been doing the Dr. Hornflix thing and all that, obviously, is to make some money. And I've had limited success with the Dr. Hornflix, and like I say, I'm trying to move on into other ventures. I don't think I'm cut out to be. Should I say cut out? No, that's not true. I don't get off on counselling. I don't get off on it. Because as I've got further and further away from living with my narcissist, I suppose if I was rushed off my feet with it and I was making a lot of money, or good money, let's put it that way, good money, then that would override the reticence I have for continue to be exposed to the memory and even the subject of it. But you know, malignant narcissism is a problem. It's a worldwide problem. Like I've said on numerous occasions, and I'm always surprised that my clients are. I think when they see me, they see these videos, and they see that I'm not a spring chicken. They can see that I've. Do I put this? Yeah, I do. It's the only way to do it. When you've got teeth, you see, look after yourself. A little bit of oil in the pan. Get these onions going. What was I saying? I'll tell you what, the memory's gone. Oh no, they see me, they see I'm not a spring chicken. And they see that I'm not, you know, big old studio and or loaded. And I think they think that, and you know, to a degree it's true. The majority of my clients, they are now, because like this are the lockdown ones. And I can see where they're coming from. They are still shocked at the attitude of their ex-narcissists. These are the ones that have left them. The ones that are still with them, well, I just say, basically, I just say leave them. Basically, I just say leave them because you're not going to fix them. You can't fix them. Yeah, they're impossible to fix. So, you know, you think that you're going to get them to change, you're not going to. And so, do you see that? I caught that. Let's have a lid for that. Otherwise it makes too much noise as well. I'll try and do a video. And they are still shocked at how the narcissist has gone against their core values that they were sold by the narcissist in the beginning. The core values that they're trustworthy and they're good with, and so they've gone to leave the narcissist, and they're actually surprised that the narcissist has completely forgotten, or well, they don't forget, do they? Completely, let's call it selective memory. They've selectively destroyed that bit of memory in their mind that says they ever owed them any money. And these guys, they're actually sort of, you know, they were pulling their hair out because they lent their narcissist lots of money, and the narcissist is just, oh, you know, and they're actually, the narcissists have actually asked, they haven't even asked them directly for money. They've asked them, can we arrange some money in the future with whatever, you know, they're found that, you know, when they've been in longer relationships, they've come out, they've been in, you know, 15, 20 years, well, yeah, a few of them have. Long relationships, and normally a relationship with a normal person, you come out, you have like a settlement, you know, any deals you had together, any investments you had together, you You come to an arrangement. But that's with a normal person. With a narcissist will just say no. And you want to talk about it, they'll say, I have no money. And these guys, because they are guys, these guys are sort of shocked and upset that the narcissist has pretended that, well, you know, they won't even enter into conversation about the money that they're owed. They won't even enter into conversation. Why? Because they ain't going to pay them. They are not going to pay them. That's the thing that I try and sort of tell these guys. The narcissist never was going to pay him. Right at the beginning, they never were. And one of the reasons the narcissists borrow your money is because they know they can treat you like a piece of shit for a long time, knowing that you won't leave. Because, you know. And so when the guys see me here like this, it rings with them. They see it, you know, and they know that they are skint, you know. If they can get out with somewhere to live, they're doing well. Yeah. But yeah, that's the bit that I think that's the bit that they like. When they see me doing this, and that's why they talk to me. That's why they pay me the €20. That's all, you know. And most of them only do it once or twice, and they just reaffirm what they already know. But a lot of them are still shocked. They're shocked also that people that they were close to around the family of the narcissist, they don't say anything. These people, they know that they were owed a lot of money and a lot of investments together and all that, and it's all done on trust, you know. And you know, the people close to the narcissist, they know that the narcissist owes you money, owes them money, but they won't say anything either. Why? Because they're still in there with the narcissist. They're probably having a little moment of peace. You know what I've got to remind these guys is, can you remember what it was like with a narcissist? There wasn't any peace. Can you remember if you shared, say children with a narcissist? Children, stepchildren, all the same. If you lived for a long time, the people that you shared your life with, they had the same stress as you did. They had to live with the same bullshit. And they're not going to stick up for you now. They're not going to. Doesn't matter how right or wrong it is, they're not going to. Well, in the fullness of time, I will find out. But I tell these guys that, mate, you've got to get used to it. You've really got to get used to it. You are not going to get a cent back. You're on your own. You might have invested a lot of money into your past relationship, and they might have promised you, even if we split up, I'll pay back what I borrowed and all this sort of thing. You don't have to worry about it. So and so knows what I owe you and all this. Yeah, that's you'll get it. Another one is you'll get it when I'm dead. A lot of them say that. You'll get it when I'm dead. Great, but you try and put that in writing or anything like that. They'll just evade the question. If they're in public, they'll say, "Oh yeah, we'll have a talk about it. We'll have a meeting." They won't. You'll phone them. They won't. They'll never ever talk about money again. If you've left them, they'll never ever talk about money again. Right or wrong? You see, the thing is with a narcissist, they're entitled not to pay you. That's the biggest trait of the narcissist. You forget. This is what I remind the guys as well. Is their sense of entitlement. They're entitled not to pay you, and they don't, and they won't. But they won't pay you, and not unless you Well, I don't know. I'm just sharing my experience, and I'm sharing the similarities with the people that I talk with. They're just sort of shocked and upset. And that's the last part, because they find themselves on their own, and they find themselves probably skint, and they want just a little bit. All they want is what they put into the relationship. They don't want anything else. All they want is what they lent. They lent, because you'll find the narcissist will borrow money. They'll borrow. They will beg, borrow, and steal to furnish their own lives. So I think then onions are about done. Next, I'm going to put half this aubergine in, because I'm going to curry the other half tomorrow. I don't want this to make this too big, so I'm putting half in. All right, the good half, the big half. Where's the plastic bag gone? What was I saying? I forget. Yeah, I mean, these people will not. They will not. Because they're entitled, and if they don't want to, they just won't. They have no honour. They have no sense of honour. Yeah. So this is what I try and tell them. They have no sense of honour. They are entitled to borrow money from you, promise you under the pain of death that they'll pay you back, and so when they don't, you're actually shocked. You are sort of, well, they promised. And I'm saying, that doesn't matter, mate. A promise to a narcissist is nothing. A promise gets them through 5 minutes. You'll find narcissists usually are in positions where they're robbing people, they're conning people, that's their job. Yeah, and you were just another person to them. You didn't. What I try and tell these people is, the narcissist isn't an actual human being like you are. They don't have the same values, the same values as you do. That's why you're phoning me, trying to find closure with this crazy person, and you're shocked because you thought the crazy person had the same values that you did. Yeah, and they sort of nodded. Yeah, well, they haven't. They have got no values. The only value the narcissist has is themselves. And even that, they don't really understand themselves. They don't. I'll turn this down a little bit. They don't understand themselves. So, onions in, half an aubergine in. It's quite a big aubergine, so you can say it's a whole aubergine, really. They do shrink up these things. I do like them. Aubergines, they're good. It's a good food, aubergine. Only my father doesn't like them. I don't know why. Probably funny. His mother probably force-fed him aubergines or something in his youth. Might have to cook on a little bit. Yeah. So these guys that are phoning me, they're still in shock, and they're in lockdown. They're in shock. They've been furloughed from work. They haven't got any work coming in, and they're trying to get a bit of money back from their ex that they've left. And their ex just acts as if they didn't ever owe them, as if the money that they lent them or lent them, didn't exist. And they've got to really get over the shock, and they ain't never going to get it back. The narcissist does not care how skint you are. They didn't care in the first place. Remember, one of the reasons they borrow money from you is so they can control you, so they can treat you like a sack of shit. So you've got to swallow that. You've got to swallow that. That's one thing I've learned. Okay, look, I'm going to do this before the battery runs out. The reasons why I didn't see my Spice Man this weekend, or on Saturday, was because on the way to the market, I just picked up, which I used to do for a laugh, before, when I was with the freak, your tarot cards, right? And I brought them with me. And for a laugh, I put tarot readings. I'm trying to sell candles. Here it is. Right? It's not day. I'm trying to sell candles. Right? And I'm going to shuffle these up. I'm going to wash my hands after I shuffle these. And I was actually thinking about it. Mind you. And I know how to cure people. So Dr. Hornfix is going to start doing online tarot readings. So if you want to go to, if you want to get your tarots read, whatever, go to drhornfix.com. Look, I think it's going to be, I haven't done it yet, it'll be drhornfix.com/tarot. You'll find it, it'll be in the menu. And I'll do you a tarot reading for £1. For £1. Whatever, £1 plus whatever, and plus, I'm not post it, well, it'll be £1. It'll be one, and I'll probably put, it'll probably be £1.50, that will cover the PayPal. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. Now you can call me a charlatan or whatever, I don't care. I don't give you any bullshit. I'm telling you the truth. Yeah, I'm telling you my truth. Yeah, I don't tell you that it's coming from upstairs or anything like that. The invisible man, No. Even when I'm doing even when I'm counselling people, I don't tell them, oh yeah, I've done so and so years study with it. I have done a lot of study, for sure, on the. I think I might have said before, I've done a lot of study on psychology. I've had an interest in psychology for most of my life, actually. Probably since my early 20s. Jung, Freud, this sort of thing. So I'm quite well read on psychology. And then obviously, when I had 15 years with my narcissist, 7 years into it, I decided that it's got to get out. I did have one of the reasons I stayed in so long, I should have, you know, I think I might have said that last video. I think that's the one that I try not to repeat myself. But one of the reasons that I stayed with my narcissist so long was because my daughter died, age 20, and I was actually split from my narcissist then, and for some, well, I don't know, I was in shock, wasn't I? I was in shock, I suppose, and I was like a zombie, and so I went back with a narcissist, and nothing changed. You know, we didn't talk about why I'd left or anything like that, or anything like. Obviously, there was no valid reason why I left. There's nothing to do with anybody's patterns of behaviour or mood swings or anything like that. It was nothing to the control freakery or whatever. There was nothing to do. I've got to put some of this in. Right, here we go. I don't want to put too much in. I've only just worked out over the last couple of years, well, a while, that actually does my guts a little bit. I like it. There you go. Right. What was I saying? So, yes, before this runs out of battery, which it has, isn't it? Or did I hit it in my head? I don't know. I might have hit it with my head. Is it going off? Oh, bloody hell. This is, you know, this is the thing that. I don't know. One thing that peeves me off, not having. I'm not actually that bothered, really, about not having, you know, expensive chattels or anything like that, you know, around me. But it's when you know, you haven't got the money and you want to buy, you want to do something and you can't because you're dealing with a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Why did that stop then? But it had stopped. Anyway, it's going again now. I can. Because the screen's cracked, really, that's why. Anyway, so what I was going to do was do a little personal tarot reading for my new venture, and I suppose for me maybe. Yeah, and this is the tarot reading you're going to get. This is the sort of tarot reading I'm going to write down now. Did I put some more wine in? I did. Is that on? Yes, it is. And is that not flashing? Yes, it is. Is that clean? No, it's not. Okay. Right, so I'm going to shuffle these. This is the sort of tarot reading you're going to get for your £1.50 or whatever it's going to be. I don't have decided yet. Basically, I'll do it for £1 live. You know what I mean? But online, they can take a little bit more. And maybe I don't even know how much they take nowadays paper. Right, probably more than they used to. So what I usually do is I get the client, and what I'll do is I'll get your name, I'll say your name, and I'll talk to you as I'm shuffling. So I'm doing it. But for me, I'm doing to me. This is for you, Dag, mate. This is for the, you know, this is a little light-hearted thing that you're doing, Dag. Here we go. Here we go. This one's for you, mate. Okay. So the first card I usually do is I say how you're feeling now. Yeah. Not just feeling, but is that stop flashing? Internal card, it's full up. Anyway, you know, I've had enough of this, right? I'm going to take this off. This is the thing, mate. You know what I mean? This is why I need investment. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. So what I usually do is a spread of. So the first card. So I'm going to do a cup. I'm going to do a cup. All right. So the first card is how you are now, your situation now. I'll use that word situation. So what have we got? Ready? Oh, 8 of fire. Okay, 8 of fire. Well, I would say that's an energetic. That's energy. It's 8. It's over 7. It's over halfway. It's energy. It means right now I've got a bit of energy. And I'll tell you what, I have. Okay. And I would say, if that was a person, I'd say, yep, you've got a bit of energy in your life, you feel energised at the moment, there's nothing holding you back right now, things are good, things are good. I must say, as well, you do get to meet lots of ladies, which is quite nice. Like I say, I don't class all women as narcissists, don't get me wrong. It's just, I have the one. Right, okay, the next card, so it's nice to meet ladies. Right, the next card The next card is your immediate past, where you've come from to get to this position. Okay, this is the next card here. So you've got your present, it's the next card, your past. I do the present first. See, there's no God doing this, okay, it's just the cards, right? So this is where I've come from. Now, well, that's bloody interesting. That's the 6. Well, I've always been energetic, and I'm glad that's the 6. Because I'm going forward, mate. You know, woo! I'm going forward. That is a good one. You see, this is how I would do it to somebody else, you know what I mean? And each reading will only take a couple of minutes. That's why I could do it for £1. So I've got the 6 of fire, I've got the 8 of fire. Fire is energetic. It burns, it's going, it's absorbing, it's going forward. I'm happy. I'm happy I started with the 6. I'm glad that I'm on the 8. Yeah? Okay. So now is the future card, right? This is the next one. Where's it going? Where's everything going? Is it, you know, here we go. The Wheel of Fortune, motherfucker! I've got the Wheel of Fortune. There you go. I didn't mean to swear there, but there you go. Hey! Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to drink to that. Woo! Yeah, so, I mean, something good's happening, you know? Something as good is happening. I always run with the ball, you know what I mean? I'm not one of the people that sort of like, you know, where's the ball, where's the ball, where's the ball? If I'm throwing a ball, I'll run with it and I'll run like hell, you know? I'll look for the ball, but I'm not a materialist, you know, I'm not waiting for. But you've got to try, you've got to feed yourself, haven't you? Anyway, these are my possible futures, my next 2, the left and the right. These are my possible ones to go with the present. So I've got 6, 8, Wheel of Fortune, mate. That means I'm turning that wheel, mate. I'm turning that Wheel of Fortune. And it means my fortune's changing. And I imagine this video has a lot to do with it. And this is live, mate. You know, it ain't live, but here you go. Water Queen! I've got myself a new queen on the way. Woo! And she can swim. Woohoo! Actually, the last one was a good swimmer. Ooh. No, it's not too good. Water Queen. Well, water's an energetic thing. It's flowing. It's moving. I've got to do a bit more. Get the banter together. I'm actually quite good when I'm going. So I've got the Water Queen. She's coming along with me on my 8 of fire. And here we go then. Here's the next one. This is another possible future. So 8 of fire. She's coming with me, my Water Queen. What is it? Woo! It's the Tower. It's the Tower. Well, mates, I'll tell you what. I am happy with that. I am happy with that reading. For me, it's a possible future. That's now. The middle one. I'll show you. Anyway, hang on. There's the Wheel of Fortune. There's the Water Queen. And there's the Tower. Woo! And the 6 of fire at the bottom. The fire hasn't gone out, mate. The fire has not gone out. It's still burning. Yes. Woo! And the Tower. The Tower. Well, it's got a crack in it. It means the tower was broken, but the base is still there. The base is still there. It's still looking down from the Eye of Horus. Someone's looking out for me. Maybe it's me looking out for me, but someone's looking out for me. Yeah? And they know that the tower, I've got to get back on with the cooking now. That's done now. The tower has got a firm base. It's got a crack in it, but it doesn't mean it's broken, doesn't mean it's falling down. It means that is a good reading, and I am going to start tarot reading online. There you go. So drhornfix.com tarot reading. Right, next thing is the tomatoes. Here we go, tomatoes. Nice big fat buggers, though. I've already washed these. This will cool it all down, this will. The cook, you know. They'll fall off. Don't want to get it too sort of burny, you know. In with the tomato. Nice juicy, acidic tomatoes, these are. I didn't buy these at the Lidl either, I bought these at the local market. They're a lot more flavour. The local market where you've got to wear your mask and all that business. And I do wear a mask. There you go, in with the tongs. Stir it, that'll cool it all down a little bit, that will. In with the tongs. So, where was I? I was there, enjoying my little read there, wasn't I? Enjoying my little read. That has meant everything to me, that has. Because I was on an R in, because I know people are going to say, oh, you're just a charlatan. And you know what? I just do the cards. That's all. I just do the cards. I don't pretend that I'm some. You know, I might have the beard and the hair and all that, and I don't pretend that I'm getting some message from. Oh, let me hear. No. It's the card. I interpret the cards. And to be honest, I always give you a good one. If they were crap, I would have made it sound good. I'm an optimist. You know what I mean? I'm not a pessimist. I'm a bloody optimist. So even if I'll give you a crap reading, I'm not going to make you feel crap. Right, let's chop these mushrooms up on them here. Like that. With this. I'm quartering them up. I didn't even wash these. I don't wash them. I was probably covered in horse shit. I don't know. Not a clue. Did I wash them? I can't remember. I'm going to send them straight in anyway. Probably covered in coronavirus of a horse. Anyway, what am I saying? What am I talking about? I forgot. See, I'm like a bloke. I'm a bloke. I'm like a bloke. Jesus Christ. Only crazier. My mind is not sort of like a multitasking mind. So there's your protein anyway. Your protein is there. Let's put these mushes in. Let's get them in there. They'll bubble up together. I'm going to stick a little bit of salt in there. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Right. I'm going to turn it back up for a second just to get it bubbling, then I'll turn it down again. Keep going on. Oh dear, it's really light, isn't it? Off the head, mate. See, off the head. People ask why he's off his head. What was I saying? Yes, my reading. So there you go. You know, I've moved from the one Dr. Hornfix through the one-pan man into Dr. Hornfix, the I don't know, the card reader, or whatever you call it. But we'll see. And I've started to use a few adverts at the moment with the Facebook. You know, I haven't spent a lot of money. £14 I spent actually. You know, £14 or was it euros? I can't even remember. You know, I haven't got a lot of money, so I'm. I've got to do this slowly. The thing is, I'm cheap to run nowadays. I'm not complaining. I am cheap to run. When you've been hit with a fucking crazy narcissist, you'll find that when you actually start living on your own, you forgot how cheap life was. You forgot how what little you really needed just to have a good life. You forgot. You know. Right. Here we go. So we've got a little bit of spice there, not a lot, only a little bit. I'm going to put that as bull tea, that is. I mean, I'd say to people really, put in what you like, but I like a little bit of spice. You know, one reason, it's very good for you. A little bit of that. Throw that away. There you go, Peter, another shout out. Iberian Spices. I want a discount for all this, Peter, you know that, don't you? At some point I want discount. Right, especially when I make it the big time. So, and I'll give you a free reading. And a little bit of this, a little bit of hing. Estofado hing. Here we go, not too much. Some. There you go, not too much. Get that stir up in a minute. I put this in its own little pot. Notice I've got a new one in there because I love this stuff. It just gives that presence. It's like putting I don't know, hitting the loudness button on a stereo, you know. Well, should I put a little bit of that in? Yeah, a little bit of piri-piri, you know, because even though this is not a hot thing, a little bit of piri-piri. I haven't put this salt in there. I'm going to use that after this, because that's been knocking around the cupboard for ages, and I'm getting pissed off looking at it. And I did use a little bit more the other day on something or other. So it's a little tiny bit of soy sauce. But that's, you know, I don't really count that soy sauce, because it's all going to disappear in the flavour. A lot of times I cook food on my own, I don't put anything in, just a little bit of salt. A little bit of salt and pepper. Because I think sometimes it's good not to have any spice. And to know what food is like with no spice. It's nice to know it. And you know, everything's sort of toned down, and you sort of like appreciate the food a bit more. But I do like spice, so I put it in. But like I say, sometimes I don't. I suppose it's being flexible, isn't it? I suppose. But I like it both. But like I say, it's not going to be hot. It's not particularly spicy. It's lightly spiced, I would say. Okay, I'll drink to that. Lightly spiced. And that's going to be a meal for two. I mean, there ain't no one coming around tonight, that's for sure. And I'll probably have half of this tonight. Oh, I forgot as well. Well, I haven't forgotten. What I'm going to do towards the end of this meal is I'm going to put a little bit of couscous in at the end on one side. I'm going to put if there's not enough liquid in there, I'm going to push it over to one side. I wish I had this other camera going, then I could show you, but you know what a pan looks like. But I pushed it over to one side, the solid, so I've got liquid one side, then I put in some couscous, and that is like if you want the carbohydrate for the meal. Right. Where was I? If you're watching, I've got another light on my face, and the sun's gone down. That's the thing. The sun's gone down, and I left it a little bit late. But I did have sort of quite a biggish good lunchtime, so I wasn't hungry. That's why I never got this going earlier. But there you go. What can I say? I am so glad that I had a good reading for this. That means that I can carry on. Well, does it? I'm not even superstitious actually. I'm not even superstitious. But I like to, I like to play with superstition. I like to play with it. I've got a friend who, not disapprovingly, though, he's a good friend actually, or a good friend. He's not disapproving. He's a Christian, but he's not into the idea of the tarot cards because it's I don't know if it's against Christianity, but he wasn't just particularly disapproving, but he told me he didn't like it, the idea of it, But there you go, needs must, mate, needs must. That's the way it is. And I was about to say, I'll do what anyone will pay me for. No, I won't. And I'll turn that down again now, let that simmer. I go when I got a strummer ball. I picked them up on the way out, went to the market, done a quick pen written sign. I had a queue. I had a queue of people. I earned more money, not much, 20 quid. Not a great deal. Enough money to feed me, yeah? And I thought, well, hang on, that's another little feather in the bow. And I think it goes a little bit. I mean, maybe I could do a little reading for the people that whether they're into it or not. I could do them a little reading to say how their future's going to go. Because I know why they came to me. They came to me because they had a fucking crazy missus, yeah? And I like to leave people going off with a little bit of hope in their heart, a little bit of, I mean, originally when I needed to talk to a shrink, and there wasn't one available, that's why if you go and see the Dr. Hornfix, you'll see how I come to this. But I mean, you don't need to be a plumber to see the taps dripping, like, I knew that when I went to see the shrink that I was really going for somebody else. And I'm not saying that I'm sort of I don't know, 2020. I think the thought process is in fact, actually, I did end up going to a shrink who may or may not want me to put a link onto my Dr. Hornvick site. And after about, I went 10 times, I think, 10 or 12 times. And I think after, I don't know, 11, 10 times, whatever, I said, look, I don't think, it was 25 stops to go, so, and I had to drive there, so it was quite expensive, really. You know, and in there, so I don't think I need you, and I was actually indulging myself, really. But it was quite nice, and I said, look, you know, before I do go, I'd like you to, I don't know whether you do or not, whether you're allowed to, but I'd like you to evaluate what you've seen from me in the last, I don't know, 10, 12 sessions, and tell me what you think of my mental state. And she said, well, you're coherent, you're together, you haven't, and I think you're completely sane. And I said, well, thank you for that, because I think I am as well. I think I'm completely sane. I know that if you're living with a toxic, you know, a malignant, toxic narcissist, it does really twist your gourd, and it does fuck with your sensibilities, and you don't know up from down, and that was the truth. But I did know that at some point I had to go. You know, I did hang on. I tried various things, you know, to prove that I was wrong, if you want, various guises. I had to prove, you know, that when you're in a long relationship with somebody, I don't just fuck them off straight away. You know, I wouldn't. How many lives do you get? How many chances do you get? But you know, you do try and sort of stretch it out if you spent that much time with them. But then, in your heart of hearts, you knew, you know, that at some point you was going to be leaving, because sanity prevails. You know, sanity. Well, hopefully sanity prevails. That's the. Anyway. Okay, right, so now, and this is cooking, there's lots of liquid there. See the tomatoes, there were big juicy tomatoes. Now, if there wasn't enough liquid there, what I would do, and in fact, I don't like adding water to food when I cooked it. Like a curry, I sort of make the habit of never adding water. I add milk, any liquid other than water, tomato juice, you know. But for this, because I am going to put some couscous in it, I'm going to pull this to one side. Oh, to one side, sir. Oh, right. Okay. No. So I don't think it's not gloopy. Can I show you? If I move the camera, it's going to get all. I will move the camera just before I turn it off. Let's have another little drop first. Hang on. Lovely. Stuff's better cold. It's getting colder. Lovely. So I'm going to put. Should I put a bit of wine in there? I'm not going to open up. Oh yes, maybe I will. Maybe I will. I'm going to open up one of these, which is oat milk. Bit crazy, you can't shake them until you have to drop out. A little bit in, shake, and agitate. This is what I mean when I don't like really adding water. But to this I would add water, but as I've got this, and the only reason I was reticent is this does go off, so it's not as quick as milk. That freezer's on. This is midsummer here. I don't even turn the fridge on. I don't buy butter, I don't buy milk, I don't put nothing in it, so, you know, you're not far from the shops really, so why use your own fridge? Lazy good. If someone's coming around, you know, I have got about 20 pints of homemade beer in there, actually, in the bottom, but I'll turn it on if someone's coming around. But no one's due. So, mix that in, bring it back to the boil. I'm not actually that hungry now. I was going to put these beetroots in, which I opened yesterday, but, you know, I'll have them another time. They last a couple of 3 days like that. They get a little bit of mould on top sometimes, you know. And then I cut the top off, bits like that. I cut the top off. The bits in the liquids are right. I cut the top off and, you know, eaten. I'm so alive. I think unless I'm in a dream. I think I'm alive. Am I alive? Am I alive? Yes, I'm alive. Okay, look, so the oat milk's in there. Right now I'm going to pull this to one side. I didn't actually put any salt in this. I don't know if I did actually. I'm going to do it. Did I? God. I ought to rewind that. I don't want it over. Let's taste it. One thing I don't actually do is taste as I go. Because I'm good at this. I know actually what I'm doing. See, if it was another mood, I'd put a little bit of salt. If you're a working man, a little bit of salt's not too bad for you. If you're not, if you're sedentary, you sat on your ass, you want to cut down on the salt. But a working man, I think, needs a bit of salt. I know needs a bit of salt. It's not I think. So, put it to one side. You know usually which side to put it, because you know your own cooker, which way it lays. To one side, sir. Do I come out? I did. Put it to one side. I keep saying that, don't I? Right. Fucking weirdo. Yeah. Right. This is an old packet. I don't think there's enough to do it here. But it's quite amazing how. Tell you what, that might even be enough, you know. Come on, get out the last bit. Let's have a little look. Nah, it's going to need a little bit more. Maybe not. Shall I, shan't I? Take a card, Dad, take a card. Earth Queen. Fuck it. That's enough. Right, okay. 10 minutes later, it's all cooked. That's the thing about couscous. It swells up. It doesn't need boiling. So, in a way, it saves energy. It saves. I'm messing about. It saves timing. So stick it in, wait 10 minutes. 20:54. So I'm going to be eating at 6 minutes past 9. That's good enough. Okay, I'm going to sign off now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching it. If you've watched it to the end, I'm not even going to bloody edit this because the camera just dropped off, didn't it? I might do if I can see if there's anything on there. I don't know. I might edit it and we'll see. Because I'm still playing with the editing software, so I like to do it as I've always done it, straight on. But there you go. If you do go to my site, have a little for £1, £1 only. Roll up. For £1 only, I'll do a little reading for you, which has nothing to do with my counselling. If you want to, reading when I do the counselling costs you 20 quid, and I'll give you an hour for the 20 quid, man. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm, I say a session, which session is half an hour strictly, but I usually give most people an hour. An hour's enough, man. It goes quite quickly actually. But if you want a little reading, I'll do a little reading for you as well. It's the way it is. Anyway, thank you for your attention, and I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to be eating in 5 minutes' time, and thank you very much. Bye bye. Is that off?